the door not in optimal shape, and they dedicate the diet and they dedicate the time to working out, and I've seen folks transform in 6 months.
I mean, I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I don't think I could do the PT minimums.
No, you could do it. You would just need to get to a certain place.
Yeah, I mean, at my current state.
Dan, I just downloaded on my phone. It's a 6-week training program. It's called Just 6 Weeks. You download it, and we'll do it together, and we'll get in shape.
All right, I'll beat you.
Let's do it.
I do most of my work.
Okay, I should be live.
Let me check. I'm sitting on your page. Yep, you're live.
Awesome. And I'm at 763 subscribers. Thanks to everybody here right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
That and all your commenting.
I'm telling you, the commenting and the engaging, I get some people where it's like, oh, that was a weird sub. I'm like, yeah, but I saw you on the internet and we engaged. Like, it's about just starting the conversations. And I've also found that people are watching a lot of my videos that are a year or two old and commenting. Oh, yeah. So I'll comment with those, and I'll just keep it going, keep the engagement.
What's weird is YouTube is like, you upload a video, and it almost takes like 3 days for the tags to start showing up and stuff. I mean, I was disappointed my 0 to 60 didn't do as good as I thought. Then all of a sudden, it just like, now I'm sitting at, I mean, this is low views for you guys, but 136 views, it's like one of my better ones.
Well, that's how you can like go through your analytics, bud, and see what different videos are doing what. Because I've got some.
Talking to you guys and doing all the, that's why I uploaded that video. I normally wouldn't, but I mean, looking at using TubeBuddy and all the suggestions you guys gave me, I mean, I'm like, I'm doing better with the channel, and I'm not even really messing with it as much as I normally would.
Yeah, because you're gonna find that the videos where just like you talking about your own stuff, where people might not associate with. Okay, no one wants to watch it, but the stuff that like Pat does, how to replace the light bulb on the undercarriage of the backside spot on the i8, but not get too down the rabbit hole with it and be, this is all you do. And you'll find that if you follow that pattern, it's going to go and go. Coming from the guy that's not monetized, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not either, but hey, Pat making $16.
Yeah, I gotta admit, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it actually like gives you, now you have another number to shoot for, because you're looking at your income then, even though it's like nothing, but still.
I released a video that resulted in a lot of activity, and that was the BMW i8 M.
Yep. I was actually on a separate YouTube account, and that got recommended to me just because I looked up BMW content. So There you go. You're running the game. So I learned from watching a friend of mine. Oh, there's Duramax Country Boy. Welcome. I learned from watching a friend of mine, Horsepower Obsessed, and he had posted C8 Corvette rumors almost every week. Oh, yeah. And what ended up happening was he got a ton of views because of that. And I figured, you know what? Why not take some of this news and talk about the ball? Yeah, I mean, I was expecting my C8 video to do a lot better than it did, but looking back, it's because I did the title and the thumbnail, but I didn't do tags or description really, other than, like, I think I just said this video is pretty stupid, but there you go. And, yeah.
Well, and again, Dan, with your tags, you want to do, 5 to 7 that are very tied into what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then blue shirt, purple, sandwich.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Things that are trending. It's not a cheap shot, but like a lot of it ties in. So when Randy posted his pictures of the egg, like I tagged 3 local egg manufacturing companies on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's not major, but it's something.
Yeah. So since we're live, do we want to go around the horn and give a little bit of an update? What's going on? I'll go last because mine's probably going to be like 15 minutes long. All right. Well, Rebecca, do you want to give an update from our side? I did not brew my coffee. My cup is empty. I need to quickly run the Keurig. So I'm going to depart real quick.
Sure. I'll go first. So I guess for my car, it just finished up getting PPF done on its front bumper and its headlights. So I get set up on Monday. And it's a place called Wild Wraps up in Hereford, and got a really good quote. And Brian's been freaking awesome. Especially getting, it done kind of last minute, on short notice. And then we've been doing a lot more compounding on the i8 than we expected, but a ton of compounding, a ton of polishing. We thought it was going to be more like, just a quick polish, then we can, it won't really need any compounding, and no, it's needed a lot of compounding, so that's that.
So how much was the PPF, if you don't mind me asking?
So for the front bumper and the headlights, it was only $700, which
That's not bad.
The Expel Plus, like whatever, has the 10-year warranty.
Do you have them doing a paint correction first?
No, so because it's a brand new car, it doesn't really need paint correction. But we did polish it. I washed it, and then we polished it before you took it up.
Okay.
But I mean, for the same thing, I was quoted. I got, I think, 4 or 5 quotes, and I was quoted most of the time, but almost $1,000 just for the bumper and headlights.
Now, will we see pictures of this?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just you won't see much.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like just kind of like, because sometimes you can see the line, other times they do a really good job of like hiding that.
Yeah. So and he has done some really cool work, and his Instagram is just wild wraps. He's done a lot of really cool like color changing on cars, or he'll do bumper matches. But then he also does things like he's done some really cool like chameleon wraps that shift. So
yeah,
that's everything on our end.
I'll jump in quick because mine's a small little blip. I just picked up a pressure washer a week or 2 ago, and I'm now looking into the next steps of maybe a foam cannon, something like that. Because I know the car needs a good, true detailing, and I know that's got 200,000 miles worth of like gunk and funk. It gets a car wash every time it's serviced, and I go through the drive-through sheets and whatever else. But like it needs a good babying. So I'm in the process now of looking at different companies. Who has the best foam cannon? Do I use an Adams polish in the regular soap dispenser? Blah blah blah. But that's my next project. Simple foam cannon. Gonna spray the whole car top to bottom. I have looked at doing some wrap work, but because I do so many miles and the car's already been boogered up, I would have to do either a paint correction to do a clear bra or a full color change. And it's got so many strange lines on it that it's where do the cut lines start and stop. The hood goes here, but it cuts there, and then the fender. So as of right now, I'm looking at doing a Swedish flag on the roof. A lot of minis have done that with the British flag, and it's a neat touch. But then I have to find somebody who can do a perforated piece to go on top of the sunroof, because I want to keep the light coming in. So it's a bunch of stuff down the road, but that's kind of where the next big project is.
Have you seen Pat's video where he shows our whole wash setup, where how he has his little pressure washer mounted and all that stuff?
No, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, he does that.
Honestly, a foam cannon is one of the best investments you can make. Is it electric or gas?
So it's an electric washer,
nice.
And it already has the tank for soap. So the question is, do I need to have the foam cannon? Like, what's the difference?
With the soap, it just kind of makes a little bit soapy water. You want a foam cannon? I got a $15 one from AutoZone. It's the best thing I've ever got.
And then
it layers on the soap. You just rub it down, spray it off.
Does the foam cannon just plug into my wand?
Yes, it plugs into the end of the wand where you put in the tips.
So also, those are generally it's like a universal.
I'd recommend doing like a ceramic wax. It's like $15 as well. Meguiar's makes a good one. You wet down the car, spray this stuff on. There's videos on it. Never have to wash your car again. I literally can hit mine with a garden hose and all the dirt comes off. So that would be a huge recommendation, especially if you're putting miles. You just got to reapply like 4 months.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to say too, the foam cannon is very good, and I wouldn't go back. Definitely get the foam cannon. But I also picked up a shorter wand rather than having the long wand and put the foam cannon at the end.
Which is really hard, especially because I know you're short too. Like
When you're trying to get the roof.
Yeah.
Maneuver.
So I got one that's just a trigger, and if you find the video on my channel, I think I even have a link to it. It's just the trigger, and you can plug it right into your normal line that goes back to your pressure washer. But it's just the trigger, and it has the adapter on the front, so that you could get really close. And believe me, having the wand, it ends up getting in the way. It's too much.
And then what soap are you using?
I'm using Mr. Pink by Chemical Guys.
Okay.
I've used their heavier stuff, their honeydew. It's like shaving cream. I don't like it.
You also use the what's the you have a snow foam one as well.
Yeah, it's the honeydew snow foam, but I don't like it. It's like shaving cream. It's too thick.
Okay.
If you do like a certain mixture, you just kind of got to experiment it. I use Turtle Wax, like their just their car soap that I always use in the buckets, and you literally just put it in there, shake it up a little bit, put it on the wand, and then you're good.
And then how does that work? I take it it's an EPA regulated thing. I live right off of a storm drain. No issues there?
No.
I mean,
no, because the stuff is pH balanced.
Okay.
You know, especially like Mr. Pink is. They design it so it won't strip wax, and I'm sure the Turtle Wax is the same way.
Yeah.
So it's pH balanced, so that it's designed to run off. And I have a storm drain really close to my driveway as well.
I'm sure you could find like specific, more environmentally friendly car soaps out there if that was a concern. If there was something you were concerned about, but yeah.
What's on today's shirt, Pat?
So this is the Ido Popkin i8 Pro car. This is what he races over in Germany, and it's based on the i8, but it has improvements. So of course it has the big wing on the back, and there's some other features as well, front splitter. But he's the guy that I got my little side splitters for on my i8, and he's now working on turbo and bigger intercooler and things like that for the i8.
Uh-huh.
To the US.
anyone next?
Is it you?
Evan's video, his first lowered his car with those H&R springs.
Yep, solid.
Yeah,
Good
and
video.
then I ordered my charge pipe today, so I'll be doing that video when it comes in.
I didn't get to
Have
watch
fun.
that video yet. What was it like putting the springs on?
I mean, I've never done it before, so the first one with the rear was a pain, and the first one in the front was a pain. But after we figured out the fastest way of doing it, it was easier.
Props to you for doing springs, because it still scares me, and I've seen so many videos on it. Especially on the BMWs, it just scares me.
We did my buddy's Volvo, and we had the luck of doing it in his. That you have to have the right tool to unlock this part, and then compress that part, and we're like, just put the car back down. It's still under warranty. Send it to the dealership, and let the buddy who has the proper tools figure it out, because we weren't about to bust stuff and lose a knuckle or two.
Yeah, it was a lot easier than putting my coilovers on. That's for sure.
It's a sharp looking little car he's got there.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Eric?
Yeah, man. I'm still working with the Wrap Shop, man. Some of the stuff that he does, he prints everything right in his own shop and does it, but the design is done by someone else. He has a guy that does the design and has to send it to him, and so they're gonna print some samples before they print the whole roll out. Cause they like to print. Yeah, they want to print the sample and then place it on a couple spots of the car to see the sizes of the camo. Like if the camo pieces are too small, we'll make it bigger, or if they're too big, we'll make the camo pieces smaller. So he's gonna do a sample print before we actually print the whole roll out and do the whole car and everything. Because ideally, I want to have at least 2 cars wrapped the same way.
Well,
so that's kind of my plan, to have my i8 in this custom camo, and then whatever second car I get. The golf car. The golf car rules here, it has to be the Easy Go green. Yeah, so for me to play golf with it, it has to be the same color as the club cars, which are the standard Easy Go like winter green color.
But
man. So,
but
yeah,
does it have to be that golf cart?
Well, mine is a custom car because I have the back seat and
But, like,
everything, and I got
All right, GoFundMe. Let's get Eric another golf cart.
Can you get like the i8 golf cart and then do Easy Go Green?
No, it has to be that golf cart. Yeah, it has to be the green Easy Go golf cart. The most modifying you can do is like mine with the back seat and, with the doors that come down, the roll down doors that come down. That's like the most modifying you can do. They want to keep it pretty standard looking, everybody looking the same, man.
How close are you to the course?
Right?
Yes, if you're playing on the golf course, yeah. But I have neighbors that have custom golf carts and of all colors. I got some that are jacked up.
There you go. So we just get a second one for you're cruising around the neighborhood, and then you wrap that one.
Yeah. I think if I had a bigger garage, I might would have a second golf cart, so that way when I'm playing, my wife like to cruise the neighborhood sometimes in the golf cart, looking at houses and going to the pool and the lake and stuff like that. I would have 2 golf carts, man, but it's just a standard 2-car garage. I poured some cement last year to park my Corolla on because I was hating to move a car so I can get out the driveway, bring that car back in. That's why I sold my Camaro, because I was doing too much and I didn't have the size cement poured at the time. So I had my Camaro, I had my i8, I had my wife 4Runner. And we had the Honda Civic. Just too much going on in the driveway.
Yep.
So we poured the cement, sold the Honda Civic, sold the Camaro, and put the Corolla on the side. And now I can go out anytime, and I can get 2 cars right here in front of the golf cart. So the golf cart can slide out at any time, man. But yeah, that custom camo, man, I'm excited about it, man. And I want to have it custom camo. My wife won't let me do the Lexus truck custom camo.
Aw, man.
She already said no.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, though, with the golf carts, because if you watch Cletus McFarland, I believe a month or 2 ago, he had a I think it was a Hayabusa swap, so like 1,000cc motorcycle engine in his golf cart, just straight exhaust, manual shiftable. He brought on the golf cart, no one cared until he got to like the last hole.
Man, I tell you what,
it's pretty funny.
This one goes 13 and a half miles, but that narrow wheelbase, one quick turn, it's over.
This one pops wheelies in every gear.
Well, so Dan, even better than that, on the Cletus account. So yeah. Cletus is connected with Jeremy Formato from Faster Proms.
That smart car is my favorite build right now.
And they just built an LS swapped, full caged smart car, rear wheel drive.
The rear, so rear wheel drive, rear motor.
The reason I thought LS really is because Faster Proms focuses on them, and they've done 2 or 3 other swaps. One's in the area where it was an LS swapped Nissan Silvia.
Yeah, and they did a Miata and all that. Yeah, they went for that. They originally were going to do like a Hayabusa, but they decided not to. And what they did is actually, I don't know if you know the Boosted Boys, they're actually working with them to do all the Honda stuff. And it's an insane build. So.
Hey, on speaking of modifications and stuff, man, I was talking to Sean on Instagram, and he said he's working on a wrap for the Nissan GTR. I don't know if any of y'all saw that comment or was aware of that. He said he's working on a custom wrap for the GTR, man. So I already know it's going to be something crazy. I think he said he was looking at doing like the big rally number again in incorporated in the wrap.
Which Sean?
Sean from last week.
Shane.
Yeah.
Shane, you have me.
Same person. Yeah, okay. Shane. My bad. Yeah, Shane.
Shay. Because I was thinking.
I knew who you meant.
No, because when he said Sean, I was thinking Daily Driven Exotics, and I'm like, you just out his new supercar.
Hey Jeff, see, Thick is a gentleman. He wasn't gonna correct me. He was gonna let it ride. We knew who we were talking about. He's a gentleman. Thank you, gentleman. That's why Thick my favorite out of the whole group, man. Pat number 2.
Yeah, right.
So we got a comment from Atomic Z06, Tony. He's the one that has the Atomic Orange Corvette that he had sent a photo a couple weeks back that Soto had featured. And he said he went with the lift in his garage. And he has a high enough ceiling that's the one thing. He had a 4-post lift put in so that he could elevate. And I know he has a video. I asked him if he'd post a link to the video. But he's in the chat right now. in Jeff's page and get exhausted. So, and also ask Dan about charging my pipe.
Boy. All right, you guys ready for story time?
Story time.
You can't see it, Mr. It's actually not as bad as I thought. Now I seem like a wimp. Yesterday, woke up at, I don't know, 8:45, you know, it was a beautiful day out. And I'm awoken by the sound of an N55 with no muffler. It's my buddy Vaughn. Now we plan this out. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can install your charge pipe. I did mine. I did it in like 3 hours. Try 14. Put it in once. We got it. Like we were having issues with some stuff. See, he got a different brand that was a lot tougher to deal with. Soto, you got the right brand. Just letting you know. That's the one I'm running. I didn't have a problem. So we put his in. It's a pain to get all fixed up between your throttle body and your intercooler and the little separation in the middle. So we get it all hooked up. We go for a drive. It pulls hard. It pulls fast. And we do about 2 pulls. And the third pull, and it just, you hear like something, and then it started making just raw intake. Okay. And we start going. We're driving a little bit. He's like, you know, we can only steer past here, and there's like a huge, you know, you can't steer. So we drive around. We're trying to figure out like whatever. We'll go back to the shop. It was doing the same thing my car did when I blew the charge pipe, and it just, except for the steering thing, that was odd. It just, you know, you put it to the floor, no power. So we get into my shop, lift it up, pull all the panels off, all that. We look, charge pipe's blown, but we still don't know why the steering's not working. So we start taking everything out. We take out a motor mount, lift up the engine, get up in there. So what was happening is when the charge pipe blew, it was resting on the steering column, and there was a little bolt in the steering column. Every time it would twist, it would hit this and dent it in.
Oh.
That's what that feel was it denting in the charge pipe. So we tear everything apart. We're like, oh my gosh. We tried fitting it in a couple more times. Couldn't get it to fit right. Eventually we did. It, like, we started, for the final attempt, we started probably at 7 p.m. Don't think we finished it till 9.
Wow.
We got it all buttoned up, and it runs beautifully. It runs better than my car, the same tune, and I have a couple more bolt-ons.
What is that charge pipe made of?
This is made out of billet aluminum.
Unobtainium.
Yeah, that. It's actually made out of pure diamonds. No, so yeah. And then I'm like, okay, this thing pulls like a freight train. Let's try my car. So I start up my car, I'm getting on it, and when I drive it, when I get on it, I do like 75% throttle. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I give it full throttle, first, second, third, the boost. I peak at 21 pounds of boost. The car starts shaking violently, and I'm losing power. So that's why I wish our guest was on. He actually had a similar problem. His was, I think, different than what mine is. I have something wrong in the drivetrain. I'm guessing whether it's I need to change out fluids in the transmission because I'm at 63,000 miles. I doubt anyone did any maintenance like that to it. I mean, there was oil leaking for like 10,000 miles, so before I bought it. So I'm gonna try that. Maybe my diff's blown. If so, that's $3,000 out of my pocket. Maybe it's my transmission, but I doubt it because they throw this trans into Hellcats and they don't have an issue. So yeah, that's what's up. I have a slipping trans and it vibrates like you can kind of feel it, but when you full throttle it is bad. Like I felt like it was gonna shake apart. So that's what's up. My car is broken once again. I knew it wouldn't last long where it's fixed, and here we are.
Mine only slips if my hand shifts.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Vapors, do you follow Houston Crosta?
No, what? That's a car channel.
Yeah,
Yes.
Royalty
Exotics.
Yeah, he runs in
Telling his
Vegas.
Lambo has engine problems. He has all the parts for it.
Oh no.
They're selling it for $65,000.
It has to be a reason that it's only going for 65. That's scary to me.
He said he don't feel like putting the time into it because when he does, he ends up keeping the cars.
It's
Once
an
he
Ed
starts
Bolian
working on it.
special.
Yeah, there you go. Although Ed doesn't turn wrenches.
He has all the parts for it, then for the repair.
How much is the repair?
He didn't specify. It's his latest video on YouTube.
So let me go ahead and find him now.
I think he said he threw a rod. So
that's new block.
No,
Yeah.
that's okay.
I watched the video today, and I thought, you know what, I'd tell you guys about it because I know, especially Soto there, his son wanted to get into some type of a cheap Lambo to work on too. But
Just do an LS swap.
But what year is it?
No,
Wait, what was it again? It was a.
It's a
This
guy.
latest video.
Is it manual?
I don't know.
You said
Okay,
it's
well,
a
if it's not manual, then Ed Bullion's not buying it, so I'm gonna switch back.
Oh, you said it's a Gallardo?
Yeah.
Oh no! I'm only interested in Huracans or Aventadors. That's it. I'm locked in on Huracan now. I don't like the body style of the Gallardo.
Well, the Huracan is actually slower than the C8 Corvette, and if you watched what's his name's Stradman's video, he raced the Huracan today and beat him with a stock C8 Corvette. So
I'm not gonna race anybody ever. I'm just gonna pull up and embarrass you. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up. That's all. I'm into the cool factor. Like with I win the cool factor no matter what car you have. This right here, it's just the cool factor supercar. Cool factor. That's all I'm interested in. I just want to pull up, man. I'm not gonna race. I want a good pull every now and then. If somebody's riding with me, I can throw their head back. They're not paying attention to my conversation. I can give them a little bit of gas. You know what I'm saying? But I won't race him. I would never race him per se. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But that C8 is a machine. I love the fact that that's American muscle, man, and it's competing with real supercars, man.
Yeah,
that makes me proud as an American that we can design something that keeps up with the big boys. The Italian automakers, the German automakers. We're right in there with them. You know what I'm saying?
For easy money.
Yeah, for easy money. Now hold on. Was his modified, his C8?
I don't believe so.
It was probably the Z51. I'm sure it was.
Oh, everyone buys the Z51.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he also was it against an Aventador or another Huracan where he was doing laps and it actually got a better time than the Lambo did. C8.
Oh, I saw that video.
Yeah.
I saw the video where he drove both of them and got better because he had his girlfriend with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on, do y'all know him too?
We met him.
Pat and Rebecca know him the most.
Okay, that's right. That's the one that y'all know him real good. Y'all friends.
Pat knows everyone.
No. We're good friends with Randy Savage in Savage Garage.
Right.
Okay.
But we stumbled upon Stradvan out in Utah.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all told that story before. Okay, I remember that now. But that's still weird how y'all are like big YouTuber magnets.
I don't know. I don't understand it.
No, I understand because you guys are the next big thing with the Pat's Garage Online, man. Y'all are next. You got it, man. You got the voice, man, and you got the presentation. It's just a matter of that algorithm taking you. You type in i8, Pat, you at the top, man. I'm just saying, if you type in BMW i8, you're at the top. So you can play this fake humble role.
Well, here's the thing, Pat. You got to keep in mind, a rapper, like a big rapper, was killed in an i8, and you are above that.
No, that's a big point. That's a huge point. People still Google and search for triple X Tentacion.
Yeah, Tentacion or type shit or whatever. Yeah.
And they type in i8. They know what happened. And your videos, I don't even see them. I think his are way down below that.
Well, what's going to happen next is Tavares is going to end up buying one, not know what he does, and he's going to give Pat a buzz and be like, dude, these pieces don't fit together. Can you be my mentor? So
I spent today, about 3 hours today watching Huracan videos. I always make myself an expert on any car that I want to buy. So back in the day when I wanted a 350Z, I knew every trim level. Back when I wanted my Eclipse, before that, 1960 Eclipse, I knew every Eclipse model and trim level. And with the Camaro, the same thing, become an expert, just watching videos. And that's how I scratch my itch and not be an impulsive buyer. Because if I get in my normal shoe buying mode, where I just buy the shoe and think about it later, I mess around and ride by the dealership and buy the car and be like, oh man, I got a bad deal. I got the wrong trim level. I should have waited. So to scratch my itch, I watch YouTube videos galore. So I'm on my Huracan YouTube video test driving Doug DeMuro tour.
So my question for you there is, at the rate, you go back 20, 25 years ago, new cars came out, but they weren't, that evolutionary. It was like, here's the car model, here's the next car model, and things really changed. In today's automotive scene, you look at the Huracan. When it first came out, it was a gorgeous, revolutionary vehicle, and there have now been many evolutionary changes to that same car. So you spend all that time, all that research doing, this is the one that I want. You're going to buy it, and then a year later, that next top Huracan's going to come out. So how does that then play out in your head? Okay, in the sneaker world, I'm going to use that as the example. You're at $200 for the pair of shoes if it's like a top pair. Okay, you get another pair of shoes, no big deal. If you just bought the Huracan Performante, and then the Evo comes out 6 months later, after all your research is done, do you want to then go to the Evo? Or are you like, no, I spent my time and patience on the Performante. I know this is my car. How does that play out for you?
I look at it like computers. I go into it fully knowing that a new model is on the way. I do try to be conscious of not getting in at the end of a run. You know how a model or a body style would have, like BMW would do like a 10-year run with a particular body style. Like the BMW 7 Series really hasn't changed a whole lot in probably like 15, 20 years, not drastically. So I'm going into it understanding that it's going to change. And am I okay with this body style 3-4 years from now, especially if, like right now it's 2020. If I'm looking at the 2017, and let's say I get it in 21, it's 4 years old, and it's going to change. But you know what's not going to change? My community where I live at. And when I pull up in that Huracan, they ain't going to know that there's an Evo out there. There's an Evo plus 2, an Evo plus 4. You know what I'm saying? But now in my mind, I would be like, man, I'd be interested in that. But to be honest, I'm not even interested in a newer i8. And this is a 2015, and they got, the newer coupes and the convertibles. Yeah,
611s on the pavement.
Yeah.
But
they'll definitely know then.
On that note of the good deals and on the 10-year BMW cycles, if anybody comes across like a mid-90s, I don't think they made them in the U.S., a 735 with the manual transmission, the one that Jason Statham had in the Transporter, like, I'll throw my money at it.
Yeah.
I don't think they have them.
They never made it to the U.S.
Hey, but this is what I know. Where I live at here at Fort Bragg, all of the military that we have in Germany, I see right side drivers all the time down here. They bring those cars back on a regular basis. So it's not strange to think that you might find it on Auto Trader or on Post. We have a section to where soldiers leave their cars that they want to sell.
Wait. Let's think about this. Okay, so could you get them to pick up like a U.S. banned car, so like your old R34 or something like that? Can you get them to buy it, bring it to Germany, then bring it to the U.S., and then you just happen to pay them for the title? Is that possible?
I mean, if a soldier was PCSing or leaving the area, if they have a car, they bought a car, it's going to get shipped. So technically, yeah, if they bought the car in their name and they put it as a part of their household goods, they're going to get it shipped from Germany back here. So yeah, if you got a friend over there and you want them to buy a car over there, have them, y'all work the deal out with the money and let them buy it in their name.
They don't get grandfathered in as like a piggyback to the military for those cars?
No, I mean, if you're here, you're going to have to meet the emissions. You're going to have to pass inspection here.
Right.
So
you can still acquire the car there, but yeah, if it's not legal to import it, they can't import it. They got to sell it.
The neat one, I just watched the video yesterday. Guy's name is Travis. He does the VinWiki stories a lot, and he's got a legal registered Holden Ute, and
That wasn't a Holden Ute from there. That was
Correct.
That was our car that he bought the parts and then converted it.
But
That's the only way
his story though, it's on paper it's registered as the Holden because in his state it's okay, you've now modified it, made your changes. What do you want it to?
Are we gonna wait for the reveal?
I could probably get an egg.
You can do a snow foam wash on it.
Yeah,
I saw the leaked pictures.
Yeah, there were some leaked pictures.
I'm trying to find it here.
Do I have to do a special video on Pat's Garage Online about
the egg?
Rumors that Dick Garage bought an egg.
What was your drive time to get it though?
We were rewatching Savage's video, and I was boiling eggs. I'm like, this is funny.
What you should do is, which one's faster, an egg, a Koenigsegg, or an i8? And what you do is you have someone stand there with an egg in their hand, and you have launch control on the i8, and you throw it and see which one gets to the 5-foot finish line.
It rolls off the counter pretty fast.
Yeah, I bet you if I sent Randy a message and said, let's do an egg versus the i8, the Koenigsegg versus the i8 right now, he'd be game because they're probably on no content anyway.
There she is.
Okay,
wow, she's beautiful.
But that's the after shot.
Oh man.
Yeah, that looks exactly like the CCX that sounded.
Here you go.
What's that?
It's a.
That's the Beamer.
Is it a 35?
Yeah.
How much?
3,800.
3,900.
It's probably an automatic though, right?
I'll give him 40.
It is. It's in California.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We can convert it. Let's do a project here. We'll do it at Pat's Garage or something. Okay, so ZL1 Power 69 posted a comment. Left-hand drive uses imports. Left-hand Utes imports the body, then uses the USGA to build it and title it. Yeah,
they're based out of I think Colorado.
Yeah, and Atomic Z06, he's like, Germany's left-hand drive, which is true. And he has. So Atomic Z06 has a video. I know we were talking about him.
Posted it in the chat, in our chat.
Yeah, he has a 4-post lift. His particular video was about him going to Hunt Valley. I know he got some salt all under his car. So when he was pulling in and out of the garage, I remember seeing the 4-post lift in that video. So.
Yeah, the one he had posted in chat, I put the link in our Zoom chat if you guys want to check it out with the lift.
Yeah, I had seen that.
Very nice.
Yeah, where he has the C7 Z06 better performance than a C8 Stingray.
Yep. Yeah. I forgot to add to my story. The second time we tried putting in the charge pipe, we actually knocked a coolant line. They have a little right angle in BMW. They like to make their cheap plastic. Bumped that. And that's a coolant return line. So that was leaking coolant like crazy. So we ended up going to AutoZone with our masks on because of the laws and all that. We walk in like we're going to rob the place, come out with a freaking fuel line hose and pipe clamp, and then we just jerry-rig the thing, and it's actually holding better than it ever would stock.
I believe it. Submit that story to Scotty Kilmer so that you give him some proof to finally get behind BMW.
That's my other story. I swear, okay. Today, when I was driving on the local highway, it's not really a highway, straight road near my house. I'm seeing this guy on a bike. I'm like, is that a guy? Is that a girl? And I look, and I swear it was Scotty. I looked in the rear view. I'm like, there's no way. Yeah, I swear. I know it wasn't, but I just was like, that's Scotty. There's no way it's not.
Is it on a bicycle or a motorcycle?
A bicycle.
Yeah.
He's going like this in and out of the bike lane. I guess it's a shoulder in the main road.
You should have got
my
a
F250.
selfie with him.
I didn't. I couldn't. They were doing some food drive thing, and there was traffic, and I was in the F250 Super Duty with the lift and all that. And I'm like, this thing's kind of big to pull over.
So who here hasn't been driving at all during this time?
What? Pat, you're not a real enthusiast.
My car's on the lift. I mean,
we're booting you from here.
Doing little, I actually took a wheel to repair. Now get this. The wheels that came with the car and I don't drive them. They're the W style wheels. So you can see in the picture here, I have the turbine wheels. So the W style wheels came with the car, and I took them off, and I put them in storage in my basement. Actually my family room is now storage. But anyway, I put them back on the car because we were doing the ceramic coat to the turbine style wheels, and I saw that there was some marring, like the previous owner obviously had hit a curb or something. And I said, you know what? Let me take these over to American Wheel Repair in Baltimore, and for $99, they got rid of all that, and it looks like nothing ever happened. So I'll have to post some pictures up on my Instagram, i8pat, and it was pretty cool. So I made sure to do that because if I sell the car, it's probably going back on. I'm going to put the W-style wheels back on the car if I ever get rid of it. So that was one thing that I thought about. The other thing is, too, I may do a wrap on the W-style wheels because I have that same color wrap as the car. And I thought, I wonder if it would look good. But I can't do that on the turbine wheels because they're where the silver part is has sort of a rounded lip to it. And it's hard to make a cut. You can't really cut it. But the W-style rims are sharper from the aluminum to the black. It's a sharper cut, so you might be able to pull it off. So I think I might give it a try. And here's Lindsay Miles. Who's Lindsay?
So Lindsay is the young lady I mentioned last week. Is it Boosted Chip on Instagram? She is unable to join us this evening because she's stuck at work, but she said she would join us in the chat a little bit.
Okay, excellent. Welcome.
So she's in the party.
Excellent.
I think what needs to happen, Pat, take your W wheels, ship them down North Carolina to this man in the bottom window, and throw them up on the golf cart.
There you go.
I probably would need a lift kit, right? Wouldn't I need a lift kit to get them on there?
Let's start.
Just roll the fenders a little bit. You'll probably fit it.
It would be a donk.
Or you could put spacers and just have it stick outside the fenders. Then you won't have the narrow wheels, so then you won't tip as easy.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I won't tip. I can go a little faster. I won't worry about the tip.
There you go.
There you go.
Will they fit on my Jetta?
I don't know. Your Jetta probably
What are they?
slowly lifted.
How many inch wheels are they?
On the Jetta? I don't know.
No.
Wait.
I think the Jetta is a 17. I think.
Yeah.
What are the W wheels?
Well,
no, the i8 has pretty big ones.
they're 20s, but they're not wide.
Yeah, no.
But
20.
the Jetta has some major wheel gap. I mean, we're talking that much, 6 inches of wheel.
Yeah, that's what it is on BMW, but they are kind of how what's the sidewall? What's the profile on the sidewall?
Oh, for my tires?
Yeah, for the W's.
For the stock ones, I think they're 40 and 45. 45.
I don't think they'll fit. You're gonna rub a bunch, I'm guessing. Also, is the lug pattern even the same?
No.
You can
well, there you
get
go.
adjustments.
The pattern's like an M4.
They sell adapters.
Dan,
who cares?
Twitter talk. Come on, man.
Fine, you know what? Weld it straight on.
I lucked out when I changed my wheels because I was doing the whole tire rack thing, and here are the wheels that match the tires and blah blah blah. And I found on one of the Volvo forums somebody had a pair of Volvo OEM wheels already on new tires. Like, okay, $300. I was like, take my money. And it was a wheel that was sold for my car. So there wasn't any sizing issues, no spacing issues, no adapter problems. There you go. This is your next cart.
Oh my gosh, Pat.
Like it.
But does that have
what are
4
the-
batteries in it?
I don't know. I saw this. This is a golf cart donk, and that was my idea with the wheels. Is if we put those big wheels on there, it's going to look kind of like this.
Yeah,
That's a look. I mean, it's a look.
That's a look.
Yeah.
Or you could buy matching Segways for you and Rebecca and put them on the Segways.
There you go.
I'd fall. I don't do well without balance.
That's why you're on the
Balance is
Segway,
for
not
you.
on the
You just gotta get
skateboard.
used to it. It takes a minute.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He would not be a fan of that.
Hi, welcome back to iPat. Today, Rebecca's filming because Pat broke his skull. Falling on a Segway.
Oh man.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's low speed yet.
Yeah, that's a shame. I was really looking forward to talking to him because I was browsing through his videos and he had a very similar issue, but his was something with I think it was like something in the wheels.
So he got called up tonight. Something going on? He all right?
Which is weird that he hasn't responded or.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
There you go, Pat. Wide track, like a Pontiac Grand Prix, baby.
There you
I hope
go.
it's all right.
8-inch spacers.
Duels, man.
Yeah, there you go. The dually i8.
Yeah.
That's what the Rocket Bunny build's gonna look like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Speaking of Rocket Bunny, one of my buddies helping with the car. He has a very, very clean turbo Rocket Bunny kit on his FRS. Well, I guess it's a no, it's not FRS. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it looks sick. Check him out. He's I think V1 Boosted Bunny on Instagram. Very, very clean build.
Hey,
this thing shoots flames.
Yeah. Hey, this week, man, I'm going to a friend of my house. Wait, he's a friend, business partner and stuff. And I'm going to do a full review on his flying Bentley Spur.
Ooh.
So that's going to be fun, man. Just to drive a Bentley for the first time.
Give us the preview. What year? What's it like?
I don't know what year it is. I don't know what year it is. It's probably about a 17 or 18, I think. Yeah. He bought it a couple months ago. At a dealership in Charlotte, and man, it's a pretty cool car. You know, it's more of a gentleman's car, really, that you should be sitting in the back to be driven in.
You should honestly, if you could get like someone to drive for you and you sit in the back seat. I was about to say that. Film the whole thing from the back seat because I think most people who are going to buy that are going to buy it for their chauffeur to drive.
No. The whole years ago when it was still one company and they've kept a lot of the mindset. It was always the Rolls Royce is the car to be driven in. And the Bentley is the car to drive. And even though they were using, same motors and a lot of same parts, the Bentley was always built as more of a performance-based vehicle. So if I was doing it, I'd be in that driver's seat. I'd be flogging the snot out of it.
I'm going to get some shots in the back, and I'm definitely going to get some behind the wheel, man.
If it's a Rolls, I think you should do the back seat if you ever do a Rolls.
Well, I'm going to do my nephew's Rolls Royce, his Wraith. But that's a two-door, so I guess that.
The Wraith is more of like a Bentley competitor in that sense because it's more of a.
The Wraith came out to fight with the Continental GT.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun too. And then like I said, he has the McLaren. So as soon as we can travel, I want to fly to Florida and do the McLaren Spider review with him and do the Wraith review with him.
Now, what we should do is if we ever meet up, like I know we've been talking about, like we can review each other's cars, race cars. I think we should rent a limo. And then we'll all do reviews sitting in the back seat. Well, you see, the wine cooler's a little far from me, but it's extremely close to soda. What's up with that?
Yeah, or do a party bus. We'll rent a
party bus. Yeah,
or a sprinter.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Well, there's that guy.
I would be more interested in a rally, man, and all of us being in our car.
That would be fun. Hey, we'll just make it a whole month. We'll just hang out for a month. We'll do stuff.
There's that guy in Vegas selling the Learjet limo.
Excuse me, Thick.
No, I cut Jeff off by mistake. Go ahead, Jeff.
There's a guy in Vegas selling a Learjet they converted into a stretch limo.
A Learjet?
Yeah.
Stretch limo?
Yeah.
How much are they asking?
A couple nickels. But no, to piggyback on what Soda was saying, I'll start because I'm as north as we get. And I'll drive down, cross into Maryland, pick up you three guys, and we'll just head down North Carolina, pick up you Vapors, and then go down to Florida.
I'll meet y'all in Northern Virginia. I'll meet y'all in where my friends live at. Where do they live at? Not Alexandria. Outside of Alexandria.
I say we do a rally at Key West.
I think we should just do the whole Cannonball run and see whose car is the best.
Mine.
I don't know.
What if it snows?
I've been pulled over since 1993, so
I haven't been pulled over in my BMW.
So
I'll say that.
The Jetta would definitely win because it's like the one you would least expect, and it has the best gas mileage.
But
so by the time y'all have to stop, I could go twice as far, if not 3 times as far before y'all need to stop.
But
nobody's gonna expect a little Volkswagen Jetta. Like,
The gas mileage is at 50 miles an hour.
No.
When you're cannonballing, you're trying to do like 100.
I mean, when I was driving down to North Carolina, I was doing 70, 75.
Oh my!
What is that?
That's illegal.
What Jeff was talking about.
That can't be street legal.
That's a Learjet
It
that
is.
was converted.
It has fenders. It's street legal. Do the turbines work?
Probably not. That'd probably be a safety risk.
Yeah, that's interesting to say the least. It's cool looking though.
To add into what you just said there, Pat, about the real Cannonball, so not to constantly chime in about Ed Bolian, but how him and his crew have, re-engineered it and revamped it, and the one they did was the 2904, and they've done one where that's all you could spend, $2,904 on the base price of the car.
And then you see who brings down first.
What would you
But
pick?
at this point, my cars are just as reliable as a $2,000 car, so I'd probably pick like an old Lexus,
Soto?
like with a 6.
Same. Lexus.
Vapors?
Hey, I got a Lexus outside, so I'm sold.
Oh man.
Pat?
That thing.
We said $2,000, not $2 million.
Well, I could probably get it for $2,000 if I, lease it for a month, and
There
I
you
would just
go.
go through what is that? Professional Financial Services or whoever.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, what did Sean say?
Just write it off as a business expense.
Sean, what was that company Sean was telling us you can get finance through?
Oh, I was telling you that.
Auto temp.
That was you. That was your because you had the finance company / pad
Premier?
link that you sent out.
Was it Premier?
Premier
It was
Financial.
Financial Services, because you tell them what exotic you want to buy, and they figure out what your monthly payment's going to be. Then they'll also determine, like at the end, what it costs to buy it out. So you can sell it and then pay them back if you make more money. What they do is they give you the ability to get into an exotic today on a lease. So you tell them, this exotic's for sale, I want it. And they do the math, they tell you this is what it's going to cost you. But of course, you benefit from not having to pay sales tax because it's a lease. So you're only paying sales tax per month on the actual lease cost. You're not
Yeah.
And you split at least 5 ways and we get the Learjet.
I'm on their website right now, Pat.
What's that?
Okay.
I'm on their website right now.
We got a question in the chat here.
Oh, well, they were.
No, hold on a second. I'm on Premier Financial website right now, and I see Pat's picture beside his link. I'll click it later, Pat.
Yeah. Does someone want to read it? I have an answer.
Yeah, so Chess Holmes, I have a question. I have a Tahoe Z71 with 256 65R 18 wheels and a Ford F-150 with 275 55R 20 wheels. I'm guessing you meant swap. Can I swap these wheels so my Z71 runs more smooth and the F-150 runs harder?
I have the same issue. I have an F-250 Super Duty and my dad, and a Suburban. And I think I don't know what trim it is. Who cares? But they have different lug patterns, and especially with my specific Ford, it's an older one, like base model, nothing on it. It doesn't even have traction control, which means good burnouts, but no traction control. And it has locking hubs in the front, and even without the locks that you have to deal with the wheels, lug pattern's different. So,
But again, it doesn't mean it's not doable. You can buy a lug adapter.
yeah.
It really comes down to sizing, spacing, clearances, what kind of look you're looking for, if you want to put a spacer in, and then it's as much as I would love to say yes, plug and play, you really only find that when it's the same vehicle manufacturer and the same tire size because they've already vetted it. When you're looking to put a Lexus wheel onto a BMW, in theory your numbers may look right, but you can also, to go back to what Vapors was saying in the shoe world, you can walk into a shoe store, say that you're a size 8 wide, and try on 17 different companies, and they all fit differently. So in the tire world, those are true measurements, so it should be a more, true number. But the way everything else fits around it, the clearances, the spacing, it could be a little bit dicey. Doesn't mean you can't throw both up onto a lift, pull a wheel off, and put a wheel back on. That's the benefit of it being a wheel and not, your charge pipe we're gonna blow your motor mounts and your steering columns and stuff.
Good answer.
Is that a dig?
Little, maybe.
So-
I don't know.
Little.
There is a website. There is a website out there. I'm just going to reply to the chat real quick. Oh,
You can't post links.
no, I know that, but I was just going to give, write it in without a link. There's a website called TireSize.com. It has a bolt pattern tool on the website where you can plug in your year, make, and model, and it'll tell you your bolt pattern. It'll tell you your offset, like how much positive and negative offset you have in the wheel, as well as wheel width. That way you can compare what wheel on one vehicle is to another vehicle on another wheel. So if your offset is different, for example, if it's more positive or more negative, it's going to tell you how far it sticks out or how far in it is in the wheel well. So you can perform your own calculations. So yeah, that's just some information there that may be helpful.
Yeah, I wish it was easy because the same thing. I have a Suburban, which is supposed to be this nice highway cruiser, and it has like off-road tires on it. And then I have this F-250 that's lifted and has the Super Duty and the towing package and all that, and it has like street tires. It's like, why?
Man, look, y'all better listen to our big YouTuber Pat over there. Y'all heard him
trust
talk that knowledge, man. When I tell y'all, he's the one, man. He's chosen one out of us 5. He's the one that's gonna get that YouTube plaque first, and then we're gonna come in right.
We're gonna mooch off of him. I mean, we're gonna be there the whole time.
We're gonna be there the whole time, man. And he's so humble and nice. He's not gonna change on us, y'all. He already has money, so money hasn't changed him. He already got plenty of money.
We'll see. Once he's on his 5th Aventador, we'll see.
I have a BMW. I don't have any money left.
Oh
yeah, exactly.
We don't have to go to Prestige. We'll just call Pat for a loan.
Exactly. We don't need Premier.
It's gonna be called Pat Financial Services.
Services.
Per Pat. Yeah, per Pat.
Per Pat. Yeah, there we go.
Per Pat, we can get the car.
Just
Pat
walk
says
in.
so.
You walk
Pat
into a
says
dealership and say, "I know." You walk in and say, "I know Pat from Pat's Garage," and they'll be like, "Oh, here's the
And
money.
they're just like,
Here are the keys.
Here are the keys.
Take it."
Yeah.
No, I just the thing is, like, I've come across these things. Like, for example, that website. I had a question in one of my videos where somebody was asking about wheels, and it was just like, okay, let me see at least where I can send you to get the answer because I don't know. I had a subscriber message me on Instagram with a question about having trouble with my convertible i8. Like the top won't move. I press a button, it gives this error on the display, but it's in German. And I'm like, well, I mean, I just could not figure that out because I had no experience with it. But I'll post it to the i8 forum on Facebook, and they immediately came back and said, this is what's going on, this is what you need to do, so that I can give that subscriber that information. But now I know a little bit more about it in case the problem comes up again. But it's not that I know everything. It's just that I spend so many hours, especially in the service manuals and in the training, the tech training guides, to be able to rattle off an answer pretty quickly. That's it.
Well, look, Pat, I gotta make an appointment with BMW, man. Since the weather's gotten a little bit warmer, I think I cut my air conditioner on for the first time in a while, and it wasn't blowing cold today.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm like, why is my air conditioner not blowing cold? So I mean, I rolled the windows down and I got through it, but I'm like, nah, I guess I got to make an appointment to take it in to find out why is it not blowing cold. I never had an issue in the summer. When I bought it, I never had an air conditioner or heat issue. I did have an issue with a buzzing sound that was coming from the exterior fan.
Yeah.
And I was under warranty. I took it in. And they supposedly fixed it. So I'm thinking like, okay, so the last time I took it to get the buzzing sound gone, did y'all disconnect something from the air conditioning? Well, this is my first time cutting it on.
Yeah, which fan was it that was buzzing, just out of curiosity? Was it in the front or the back?
In the front.
Okay.
In the front.
So it's very possible that when they corrected that, because, yeah, there was a fan in there to pull air through the radiator, because there's 4 radiators in that car in addition to an air conditioning condenser. So there's all these radiators stacked in the front of that car. It's very possible that they bumped something. It's just that you didn't notice it because, of course, you didn't need the air conditioning. But it might need a charge, or it might actually have a seal broken or something like that, which is sad because, that particular system right there is independent. but also your air conditioning coolant, or not coolant, your air conditioning, the fluid that runs through
Freon or whatever it is.
Freon.
refrigerant. I'm sorry, that's what I was looking at. The air conditioning refrigerant also flows through your battery pack, and that's what helps cool your battery bulk down.
Oh,
Unlike the Tesla,
hybrid. My bad.
unlike the Tesla, for example, that uses like radiator coolant through the battery, the refrigerant from the air conditioning system goes through your battery, and that's coolant for your battery. So I would think that if there was a problem with the circuit not keeping enough charge in the air conditioning refrigerant, that you would have an alert because your batteries would be overheating, because I know you use the batteries a lot, especially when you're, tooling around town. So it's very possible that it's something else. And it could be that the part that allows, because there's another fan that blows into your car, right? So it could be there where the condenser is, that it's not exchanging that properly. It could be anything, but if I had to guess, it wouldn't be a charge. It would actually be something bigger than that. And if I had to guess, it wouldn't be the condenser up front with the radiators. So my guess is there's something going on with the exchanger where the cool air passes into the cabin. That might be the problem, is where I would lean towards. But let me know, because I'm really curious about that particular issue. I will say that a lot of problems people get is if they're driving an electric boat in the wintertime, they have no heat until they actually run on the mid-engine. And
That happened to me.
there's a heating element in the front part of the car where it actually heats up the engine coolant, and that passes through to allow the heat to come into the cabin. And if that isn't working, if that element is not on, or the heat exchanger is failing, then you won't get heat when you're on electric mode. But I haven't heard of a particular air conditioning issue come up.
That's good, Pat, because I definitely had that issue in the wintertime with the electric mode and the heat. So I would always, cut the engine on for the heat or whatever. But I never had an issue with the air conditioner until they stopped the buzzing sound, which is not buzzing now. But, so I'm interested to see if when I go, they're going to say, oh, this is a separate issue, and charge me for a separate issue.
Right. Yeah. And who knows? I mean, my opinion is it's probably not related. And I don't know without looking at it, but it sounds to me like the two aren't related, and that they actually didn't break something. But you could always say, hey, look, it's a CPO car, right? Are you still under warranty?
I just came out of warranty.
You can ask them to do something called goodwill. You could say, I just come out of warranty. Obviously, I think this issue existed, but because it was wintertime, I was air conditioning. Could you possibly do a goodwill warranty? So make sure you mention goodwill, because sometimes they will go ahead and help you. And I had two comments in the chat. Pat, you speak German now, I guess because of that issue where I helped the person out with German. Ja, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. And Pat, do you have any kids? Just curious. No, I don't have any kids. I do not like kids, actually. I have no desire to have children. And that's why at 46 years old, I still have no children. So I'm going to die.
Who's going to live up to the Pat legacy? You got to at least, adopt me right before you die or something like that. I'm not as good. Don't get me wrong.
You're too old to be adopted. Anyway, I couldn't afford to feed you because I drive a BMW.
Kids are overrated.
I do, too.
He said it's overrated thing.
It's neat.
Soto, he's the guy, if anybody needs kid advice. Soto,
if anyone needs a kid, Soto's got you.
Soto's got extra kids if anybody needs them.
You need them. Except Evan.
It's neat that you say that, Pat, about the refrigerant lines, because when you, not to bring it back to car talk, but when you think about cooling systems in a car, it's always the radiator's there as a cooling mechanism, and that's where you would think right away, oh, my coolant line is going to be cooling the battery pack as well. Not, oh crap, I have no air conditioning in my BMW. Oh crap, now my battery pack can overheat because I have, they're not two thoughts that you would think would go together. So I'm sure that, that little nugget of information can help a lot of BMW i8 owners. that you wouldn't even think about. Oh, my air's not working. Like, did I turn a knob on and off a couple times? Like, okay, great. You're on the highway, boom, and you blow out a battery pack.
Right.
Well, I paid $3,200 for the maintenance plan. I wasn't gonna pay $5,000 for the extended warranty, so I would have paid $5,000 for the extended warranty and $3,200 for the extended maintenance plan. Because you're gonna do the maintenance guaranteed. Yeah. So that my thought was, okay, if I have a warranty issue, I'll just pay for that, out of pocket. Because I don't really expect to have too many, mechanical failures or whatever. But I'm definitely going to do the maintenance. So prepaying the maintenance with $3,200, giving me another 3 years, was a better value in my opinion.
I agree, and in fact, if you have an independent shop around that works on Euro cars, take it there. Don't take it to the dealer first. I've actually received a comment from somebody saying my radiator was leaking. I took it to BMW. They said they said 3 radiators are leaking, and it's going to cost $7,000 to repair. So the guy messaged me and said, "Is that okay?" And I said, "No, it doesn't make sense to me. Take it to an independent dealer." He was in the Key West and he had the car sent to Miami. I said, "Take it to an independent dealer there and see what they can do." They said 1 radiator was leaking. They'll replace it for $2,000. So I would trust a post-spec mechanic sooner than I would trust the dealer, because they're just going to pull up their program and go, "Oh, there's a radiator leak. We're not going to spend any time guessing." If it was a warranty repair, we just replace all of them. So therefore, that's what we're going to do, even if you come in with the question. And there were a couple questions here. I know Jeff popped up with a question too. Oh yeah, and ZL1, he said, "What's the service plan cost?" Yeah, eVapor said there, if you were going to have just them perform the service at the BMW dealership, what the cost was. I think he said like $3,000 or something.
Yeah, well, it's normally $3,500 for about 3 years. They just cut off $300. I paid $3,200 for the extended.
I think reading the questions.
What your service plan is, Pat?
It's what's your service plan. If we were to have you service our car.
Service plan?
Yeah. So I do my own service, right? So when they tried to sell that to me, I said no. Same with the extended warranty, because you're either going to pay like $5,500 for 1 year, or if it's for 2 years, it's $8,500 on a depreciating car. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I'll just take it to. We have some local Euro mechanics around here that can easily do it, and there's no way I'm not going to pay that out of pocket. Not on.
Hey Pat, I think what they're asking is how much do you charge to do service to someone else's i8? I think that's what they're getting at.
I've actually gotten that question before.
The extended Pat warranty.
Yeah, people actually ask me. I got a guy hit me up on Instagram with a DM saying, "I like to bring my car in. I think I need tires and anything else you can look over for me." And I'm like, I'm an online garage. I don't exist as a brick and mortar. It says online. I can send you in the right direction to somebody else, but I don't personally work on it. But you see, it may get to that point where it's like Rich rebuilds, right? Okay, he has the Teslas where he rebuilt the Tesla from. He bought 2 salvaged Teslas and made a working Tesla, and then he ended up running or building the electrified garage where he hired some guys to work on Teslas because he had so many people asking him how to work on the car. So he ended up opening his own business. So
yeah.
Oh, there was a question for Jeff in here too.
So my question with that one is, yes, I would recommend that Dan sells his BMW and buys a 1988 Volvo 240 wagon. I think it would be a lot of fun for him. There's a lot of space in the engine bay, so every part you're replacing, you're not busting your knuckles, you're not wiggling your engine around at all. It goes in and you fix it, and you can do donuts all day long. It's a solid rear-wheel drive platform. So for that one, I highly recommend it. Gets my vote.
How much
yes.
would one run you?
$2,000.
Oh, that's my daily then. I'm not even kidding. I was looking at a Volvo. I don't know Volvo's XC40 wagon. I don't freaking know. But a buddy of mine had it. He works on Volvos. He was like, I'm looking for a manual daily because I want to get back to.
Yeah, find yourself an old shaky Volvo wagon. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, and he rebuilds them. This one has an auto, but he said he'd swap in the manual that he has laying around for not too much more.
The other one, Pat, on what you're saying for rich rebuilds with the Tesla, I read something online that I haven't seen confirmed that when an insurance company totals out a Tesla, Tesla blacklists the charging on it to for sure not allow it being supercharged. Not sure if you can plug in and charge it at your house. But it's a very interesting thing of, does that, you bought the vehicle, you own it, but do you not own it? Is this getting in the real gray areas? Because even a couple years ago, the big automotive companies were trying to hit the lobbyists to say, you as Pack Garage, I'm going to say Pack Garage, not Pack Garage Online, you as a private person in your own home could not service your vehicle. So it's getting really gray for the automotive enthusiasts here.
Yeah, because how Tesla sells, they don't have real dealerships and all that. I like Tesla as a company. I like the guy who's running it. He's hilarious. And it also, if you're playing the stock market game, I mean, if you time it right,
he's too risky. He's too risky as a leader.
Podcast, just buy in, Yeah, that's just stupid how they do. And since everything's all software based and they can just grab information without even it being on Wi-Fi, all these live updates and all that, they could literally just shut off your car if they wanted to. We don't like rich rebuilds, so we're just gonna any car rebuilds we'll find his VIN, we'll find the car, we can find where he lives, and we'll just kill it.
Have you seen the guy that put the Tesla motor into the old BMW?
Yeah. No, but I saw the guy who did it in the newer, it was a brand new Audi that anyone would want, and he swapped in a Tesla motor, which I think is cool. A lot of people didn't like it because enthusiasts, but, I think it was I don't know, Audi.
It was neat, but that's taking a new car full of computers, and this was taking a very old BMW, and he's rebuilt it from the ground up as just a tire slayer. And he's integrated all the wiring just right that you open the car and you're like, wow, it's an old BMW. And he's like, aha, I have tricks.
Yeah.
We had a question in the chat too, but I want to say real quick, as far as Tesla's concerned, they can blacklist you, and then you lose their supercharging, and you lose everybody else's high-speed charging. So if there's Electrify America, and you have the ability to plug in there, or the Chatamo, you can't charge them. So you can only have low-speed charging, and they're doing that to reduce liability. They said we can't control that this is a charging at a particular rate. If one catches on fire, it's bad news for us.
Correct.
So you're screwed. So at that point, it's like owning a car in Europe. They can't even modify their cars. They can't even change their tire size. If they want to go with a plus-size tire, if their insurance company finds out, they'll drop insurance. It's stupid. But anyway, the question in the chat, on the topic of BMWs and the i8 in particular, Chess Holmes says, my birthday is Monday, and I've been courting a 2016 i8 and a 2007 Lamborghini Gallardo Spider. Which would you prefer if you guys were purchasing?
Is the Lambo manual?
That's the question, right? If it's an Eager Lambo, it's here's the thing. If I was going to daily drive the car, I would buy an i8 because it works better. You have more room. It is built to be a daily driving car. It really wasn't built to be a supercar. It was built to be a totally different car. It's a hybrid. It has the performance. It has
4
the doors,
seats.
all those great things. But it was designed to be a daily driver and something you take on a road trip and be completely rested and comfortable when you got there. You're not going to get that out of a Lamborghini. So if you like looks and you like the ability to daily drive it and be an all-round decent car, I would go with the i8. But if it's something that you were like, I want a Bull, I want something that's definitely a supercar, then I would go with the Lamborghini. Now he did say it's automatic.
Yeah.
It's eager. That's a problem because you're going to go through clutches more often. It's going to be expensive to maintain, and it has potential braking more often. It's going to be an all-around more expensive car. So for me, I wouldn't go with it because I daily drive my i8. But if my i8 was a weekend driver and I drove something else as a daily, then I could go either way. So really, it's a gamble.
See,
and it's also
my thing is, yes, if you're smart, which obviously I'm not, look at the car I drive. But if you're smart, you'd go for the i8. But for me, I almost feel, even if it's an auto, I mean, the manual is definitely what makes it unique and cool, and people love those, and the price is jacked up because of that, because, gated manual, all that. But, I mean, it's in my name. You need an exhaust, in my opinion. I mean, yes, i8s have that, but, There's nothing like the screaming V10 of a Lamborghini.
That's a great way to get exhausted.
That's right.
But
it's also two separate. Yes, they're both supercars, and they both fit very well in the rally scene, the car show scene, the pulling up to the fancy restaurant, valet park your car scene, which I've done after a supercar show in Harrisburg. I rolled up in my Volvo with 2 Lambos, a McLaren, and Guitarmageddon behind me, and some guy's like, "Who's this Volvo jackass?" I'm like, "Yeah, this jackass is with these guys though, so you better check yourself." But what it is at the end of the day is really what you're looking for as your vehicle. How do you fit in it? Is it comfortable to drive it? Like Pat was saying, is it a weekend toy or a daily driver? And what do you want to get out of it? And, if you want that loud, obnoxious, straight pipe V10 exhaust, you're not going to get that with the i8. If you're looking at that, let me kick it into electric mode and just cruise around the golf course, that's your i8. And, the i8 truly does give you both worlds, and you get doors that go up. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And, I've used this example when I tell people that are looking to buy computers. Set yourself a budget, walk into Best Buy, and hand the guy behind the counter a bunch of money and say, what can I buy with this? Because more often than not, what you're going to get is going to fit what your needs are. So looking here, you're looking at a 2006 or a 2016 or a 2007. So for all intents and purposes, you have a 10-year spread. There's a lot of technology difference there. The i8, I'm a Lamborghini guy, but the i8 is an all-around better car based on timing and current value. But in theory, the Lambo may have a higher retained value, 15 years down the road. So there's a lot to look at.
He also says it would be a weekend driver's car, so that would go for Gallardo. That's what he said, right? Yeah, sorry.
Well, especially
and maintenance though, I think would be better because if you have problems, do what I do. I look at Keys Motorsports. You have an i8, you look at Pat. You just Google i8 Pat, and then you want to know how to change out your everything. It's there. So.
Yeah. But also to reach out to Chess Holmes, if he wants to email fitgarage@gmail.com with some of the pictures of his cars or your cars, we can get that up on the TV here.
Yep, send it over. I got it live.
Online car show, baby.
Hey, E-Vapors, real quick, that launch control video you did, you said you have to drive 6 miles in order for it to work?
Yes.
Is that nonstop? When you say nonstop, does that mean not turning the car off?
Yeah, without cutting the car off. Yeah. So
you can come to a stop sign or a red light.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as the engine is running for 6 miles continuous, or it won't even activate.
Got it. Yeah, me and Evan were talking about it yesterday.
My Focus really does not like me today.
It's because of temperature. Everything has to be up to operating temperature in order to give you the performance that. Otherwise, that's mainly why.
Okay.
Email address? Yeah, I'll just put the email. He is asking about which email. Did you get any other emails, Soto?
I did not.
While you're responding, Pat, so
I have one I can throw up.
The question on the launch control is, how does it work? So in the Tesla world, they only give you so many launch controls because they don't want you blowing up their system and whatever else. In the Porsche world, you can hit it all day long in the Taycan and just, blow your eyeballs in the back of your brain. How does it work in BMW's, system?
Yeah, it's 100 launches, and the reason why they limit it is because of transmission wear. So if you perform more than 100 launches, they don't want to warranty the powertrain. So it's to save them from having to spend money.
Well, because Nissan did that years ago with the GTR. They were one of the first to do a countdown controlled launch control allowance, and a lot of people fought it, and I remember there was some kind of litigation where they had to pull it, I thought. But they might not have given you 100. So is that 100 for you can buy it, not know, you had a lot of fun with it, I buy it from you used, and I'm like, no, is there a BMW software in the aftermarket world where you can reset that?
No. It's actually coded in there. There's a bunch of things that are coded into the ECU, and that's one of them that you can't change. And in fact, a tuner that's on the i8 forum on Facebook, when he said, yeah, I do launch control all the time, I said, what happens when you hit 100? I said, you lose it. He goes, oh, I'm sure that's just a warning. I said, well, look since you're a tuner, pull the program up and look for it. And he's like, yeah, I can't change that. I'm like, no, you're done. The other thing you cannot change is the top speed. The top speed is electronically programmed to be 155 miles an hour per German regulations. The only time you can change that is within the first 48 hours after the car is officially enabled. So if it's on the production line, you have 48 hours from the time that the car is enabled to turn that off, to modify it. And it takes longer than 48 hours to get the car from that point to off the production line, so you can't unlock it. And that's from a BMW insider that I know.
And do we know what the reasoning for that time frame is? Is that so they can, adjust it if need be?
I don't know, but it gives them the ability to make any tweaks before it actually rolls off the line, that's for sure.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it makes sense. What you just said makes perfect sense.
Hey, well, Pat, I told y'all last week I hit 152 in the i8 recently. So I didn't even know it had a 155 stop on it.
I didn't know you're so close to Mexico.
Yeah, we have a local Fayetteville track here that you can pay and use the track. Anybody can pay to be on the track.
Yep.
That's cool.
And there's that picture Soto has up there. There's one thing that's wrong with that i8. Anybody but Eric, can you tell me what that one thing is wrong with that i8? Yeah, you want to? Come on. Oh, she's cold. That's why she's not.
Wheel size.
No clue.
Hey, Soto, so I can see it.
I have no clue, to be honest. I don't know i8s.
Rebecca got it.
Wheels are backwards.
The
I knew
spin.
that. I can see that. Yeah.
She noticed it. So what ended up happening is that person took and they like rotated the tires. Well, of course you can't rotate, front to back. So what they did is they took the ones off of this side and put them on that side, but you have to turn the wheel around. So the turbines are going the wrong way. So the turbine has.
But it doesn't matter in all
unless
reality.
it's Soto's
Yes,
camera mirroring it on us.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I have that picture. It's on his Instagram. Yeah. So that's my buddy Vaughn's. His i8. I doesn't have it anymore. And then this is his current car. You know what? I'm standing up. This is his current car. The one that he just blew up and fixed. Blew up again and then fixed and then probably blew up one more time. Yeah. That's the legendary second charge pipe killer BMW.
Well, yeah. Let me see here. Hold on. I want to go live so I can see what it looks like to everybody else that's out there, just to make sure that I'm not saying things wrong because it's
I can pull it. It's on his.
No,
it's
on.
Yeah, the wheels are going the wrong way. So
Yeah.
the wheels were rotated, or the dealer put them on that way. So yeah, the wheels are.
Unless the image was rotated to begin with.
You think so?
That could have been.
I don't think.
No, that's correct. The wheel's in the right place. It's in the driver's side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Far backwards.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, it doesn't have it anymore, so.
It does matter because when the wheels turn, they're supposed to draw heat out
Yeah.
of the car. So if you have the wheels going the other way, you're pulling cooler air in, which, there's no real place for it to escape. Like the car, the underneath of the car isn't designed to have that air pulled into it. So you're creating lift with the car, which also creates drag. So you'll reduce gas mileage. But there's another thing, right in the that large triangular black opening that's in the front bumper that has a duct in it, right? So that it allows air to go alongside of that front wheel, which creates what they call an air curtain, which is designed to reduce drag. So it actually passes air through there. So it's designed also to have the air, come out of the wheel. So when you're pulling air through there, you're increasing drag a lot. So you're going to get worse gas mileage, but who cares?
What's the trunk space like up there?
In the front?
Yeah.
You can't.
There is no front.
No.
You look at my, I have a video that shows you how to lift the hood. It'll show you what's under the hood. And all it is electronics up there. Your fluids are up there, your brake fluid, your things like that.
Car battery.
Yeah, your battery, your 12-volt battery. And there's a big duct that goes up. and that's where the hole is. But that's what consumes the space up front. And there's a comment from Tony, Atomic Z06. Cars are becoming like the big John Deere heavy farm machinery. Made big news when farmers were locked out of maintaining the equipment. Really sucks. It's like you don't own it, and it's true. It really becomes true. Hey, here we go. We got E-Vapor showing. Yeah. That's what the big duct looks like. Yeah, that takes up the majority of that engine compartment. Really all the duct work.
And back on the farm equipment note, a lot of it, like you said with Tesla, goes back to liability, because people become so sue happy and legal happy, and it's just like, oh, something wasn't right. Clearly, it wasn't my fault for doing something wrong with my vehicle, that I'm going to go back to the manufacturer with it. And it really cramps everybody else involved. You know, you don't get to have all the fun that you wanted to or you can't service it because. You look at McLaren's, for example, you have a 6x6 opening where you can top off your fluids, and that's all that you get is a user serviceable area, because they don't want people messing around in a highly refined, highly, I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
The fun in that?
Precise spaces.
Over-engineered. That would be another.
No, that's BMW. BMW over-engineers everything.
I mean, what's wrong with having to take off your intake manifold to get to a gasket for your oil cooling housing, and then have that freaking bolt snap, and then have it sitting right on your desk as a reminder of how bad of a mechanic you are? Oh wait.
And Vaughn says he looks like an idiot in that picture. I don't think he does. I think he looks like a normal car guy.
We always match our
matching
cars.
Jacket, so that's all that matters.
We always match our cars.
It's okay if the wheels are the wrong way. A lot of people do that.
Here's my matching jacket, but it's dirty from working on cars. So
me and Thick rocking polo tonight.
Yeah.
Is this a polo? Oh no, this is Izod.
Me and Thick rocking polo tonight. I knew he had class, man. That's why Thick my favorite out of the group, man.
I will put on my tuxedo for the next one. Might be a little big, but you know.
You got the orange one from like Dumb and Dumber.
yeah, there you go.
I want a suit like that, just for.
With the old prom suit.
There you go.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber, the orange and blue ones that they wore.
Yeah, the rope. Yeah.
I'd rock it.
Hey, you might could bring it back.
Next week on Cars and Coffee Online, we all show up.
I'll be the guy who shows up in the wife beater tank top with like beer stains on it and stuff. Well, I'll just be like, "What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm a little bit messed up right now."
I do have 2 tuxedos upstairs, though.
I have 3.
Does anybody have a top hat?
Nah.
Wait, a real tuxedo or a Canadian tuxedo?
There we go.
He's putting it on. Okay, hold on. I could do the same. If we're really going to get down to it, I'll throw on my suit jacket. It's here. I don't know if it's here.
You'll put on a dress?
No, I'll pass. I'm cold.
You're cold.
I'm wrapped up in a blanket right now.
So the I8's on the lift pack.
We're about to get a blanket reveal. I think.
Hey, I'm D nice now.
You need to wear that every show.
I'm D nice now.
Like
you need to wear that every time.
Well,
Run DMC going on over here.
I'm a Quaker. Got my Quaker hat on.
Yeah, Quaker Oats.
Or Civic. I might be Civic now. I got the beard.
Jeff looks like he's a salesman. I don't know why.
I'm here to sell you crap you don't need for a car you don't own.
You look like you about to sell me a finance plan for exotic.
Yes, I will overfinance you on a rate that nobody should approve.
Wow,
on a car that shouldn't be on the road.
Right there. Actually, he's over here on the screen right here. I don't know.
But Jeff, I appreciate the fact you're telling me up front.
Absolutely. And our service package doesn't actually work.
See, that's what they do. Car salesmen.
But I sell a lot of them.
Be your friend by letting you know that they're gonna mess you over before you even they get that far. You know.
We got the Northern Chippendale.
Oh my God.
Here live. The Northern Chippendale.
Oh my God.
I'll put on my fancy watch.
Pat, do all your bow ties match your t-shirts like that?
Pat has to he wears a bow tie every other day. Let's be honest.
I wear a bow tie to work every day when I go in. When we actually are normal times, I wear a suit and I wear bow ties every day.
I hope they're
wear
real.
polos.
I hope you're a gentleman that ties your own tie.
I do.
We should all. Okay, next show we're all gonna have a tie contest.
No, I'll lose it.
Oh,
I know Soto looks a little concerned.
Me?
Soto, do you own any ties?
Oh.
Guys, I will lose because I've never tied a tie before.
You can just use a clip tie. We'll see who wins still.
You can't do worse than me because I've never done it.
We'll let you pass and you can get a little clip tie.
Do you own any ties, Soto?
What?
Do you own any ties?
Yeah, I have about 20 ties.
You look like you're not a tie guy.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Thick is a man of many, many things.
He's a man of class.
Man of class. Got a Range Rover.
He's got a Range Rover, a BMW. His son's got a Mercedes.
He got ties. He's
got my hand-me-down, my son. He's got my old car.
So you're still classy.
Still classy, man. I love it.
But your wife's Range was new, correct?
It wasn't bright. It's 16.
Okay.
That's one of the last things I really am about.
Wait, let's.
Oh, he's gonna tie it.
I should make it full screen.
We should time this. Hold on, Pat. Reset. Restart. Hold on. I'm timing this. Wait. You ready?
Don't make me go get my bow tie. We race.
2, 1, go.
I can't remember. I know you gotta start with this side short, and this guy's gotta be long, right?
Yeah. And then you
gotta do one of these.
Yeah. And then you go through.
E-Vapors, you go get your bow tie. Your wife's gonna be like, "Where do you think you're going?" There it goes.
That you start there, right?
Yeah.
You go.
That's right.
Going on 25 seconds.
It's up here. That right? No. And then I think you gotta tuck.
You're close.
You gotta get this part over here. So you gotta go. I think you gotta go through this way.
I thought you knew how to do this.
I see the next YouTube video here.
How to tie your tie while driving your i8.
Eat Quakers.
Yeah, quaking. Pat, it's been a minute. Come on.
There's a cat.
You can't rush perfection, Dan.
Fallen out the window, but also gotten better at the same time.
I can't see. I can't.
Do it by feel. You have a mirror.
Wait,
right
don't
there.
start yet. Don't start yet. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I only have like 4 that I can tie myself. I like the paisley. That's nice.
That's the lavender.
Cat.
I can't see. Evan keeps putting cats in front of me.
There you go,
That's
Pat.
the wrong side. I don't want that side. I don't want
It looks good enough, Pat. You know what?
No, I like that
Okay.
one.
Now we're bringing Vapors up.
Yeah, E-Quakers, I like that one too.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Quaker.
Now you're gonna tie one for us?
I'm still
Going
tying
race.
Pat. I want to see how much E-Vapors needs to buy. Wait,
I
don't
think
start
Pat-
yet. Is Pat
I think
done? Are you
Pat-
done?
I'm done. I got it going here. It's
Okay, 2 minutes, 1 second ish. All right.
That's about how long it takes.
All right. Now ready?
Hit the launch control, E-Vapors.
Are you ready?
He's fully tied.
2.
Hold on,
One.
he's fully tied.
Yeah, I already got it. It's 2 minutes, 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, start. Now I'd be doing 60 by now.
Get that away.
He cheated. He watched Pat.
His goatee's in the way. He's watching the screen and he's looking at himself backwards, so it's messing him up.
Don't look at the screen. Just do it by feel.
I forgot how to tie it.
Oh, come on.
We've been in
You're on
qu-
the spot.
We've been in quarantine that long.
He
It's
doesn't
a
have
10-second penalty.
office.
No, I know how to tie a tie.
Is it different than tying a bow tie?
Yeah.
I know how to tie a tie, but not a bow tie. I also said tie like 6 times.
I know how to tie a tie. I forgot how to tie a tie.
Oh my god.
That's it.
I'm gonna get demonetized now.
48 seconds.
No, I'm just messing. I know how to tie a tie, man. I wear a tie every day, man.
Well, we'll just say that you won.
I usually do it on my way to work because I feel so stuffy and I don't tie my I don't button my top button. So I keep it loose. So I'm kind of cheating when I have a real tie on. But I do have one fake tie that I wore in my brother's wedding, and I like to break it out every now and then. But I would hate for somebody at work to ask me if it's a real tie. And the one day that I wear the fake tie, you know, I got that on, and I'm looking like I don't know how to tie a tie because I got the fake tie on at work that day. But it's a really nice black bow tie.
I've got one like that too, but it's a flask.
A what?
Yeah, a flask.
You mean like a flask?
So it's a full size tie, and then you pull the back, you pull the back part up, and it's a straw into the body of the. It's a flask.
So it's like a bladder that sits up against your.
It's a
stomach.
tie bladder. Yep.
That is genius.
Wow.
Is that like one of those clown bow ties where it like squirts out water, but instead it like squirts out like a Jack Daniels or something?
Yeah, into my mouth. Like, not gonna waste that on somebody.
I don't know with this Corona going around.
We got a couple more pictures coming through.
Yeah, we also got a Beamer vlog. Not gonna lie, this definitely helps me pass the time on weekends. Thanks so much for doing these. I hope I can be a part of one sometime. We will throw you in the list.
Holmes.
We got stories.
Get your ticker going again, Dan.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Chess Holmes. Oh man, what did I do?
You can.
Ready?
Soto,
Oh.
I don't know.
Soto?
I'm here. Hold on.
I think he's dead. Ready, Pat?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here in my garage.
Oh, now Pat knows how to do this.
Oh, he got that one.
That's what I know how to do.
I didn't know full Windsor. We gotta do full Windsor.
Sure, restart. Okay, I'll reset it for you. I'll be nice. Ready? Oh, wait. 3.
Windsor.
Oh, I can't. 3, 2, 1, go.
Full Windsor. I've never been able to tie full Windsor.
All right. Well, Pat is tying the tie. Soto, tell us about this beautiful piece of machinery behind you.
I don't know. Chess Holmes just sent them. That's
Are these all his cars?
he's got this and then 2 bike.
Time 18:26.
And you got the dimple right there too.
Now, no. I think we should include putting the tie clip on too.
I don't have a tie clip here.
Don't have a tie clip?
So
I'll ship you one.
So what we're looking at now is the Hummer H2 from the movie Bad Boys.
All right. Are you ready?
my tie clip.
Papers.
No.
Oh, you're not going to? Okay.
Oh, no. I'm just playing with the tie, man.
Okay. I mean, I'm playing with my collar.
I'm having work PTSD with this tie around my neck.
So, anyone here into watches? Unless you
Yes.
got more info on the Hummer.
I got a tag.
I got my watch right here.
Smart watch.
I am retarded, and I'm like every young kid who spends all their money on the wrong things. I am too into watches. This is carbon fiber. This is a guest watch. It's actually one of the cheaper ones I own. I think it's 300 feet waterproof, and it's kind of vehicle design with the carbon fiber, all your multiple gauges, all that. Also, I can't wear this like.
And as wet as it's gotten was when you car washed, in your driveway.
No, I've actually I snorkeled in beaches of I think it was just like Florida or something with this. I use it like this is my daily watch. It has the sapphire glass.
There's nothing wrong with that though. When I was 18, I bought my first watch. It was a Citizen Skyhawk Eco Drive, and
Citizen Eco Drives are the best.
I now own 2 of those. I have a Skagen. I've got 2 Timexes. I've got my daily smartwatch. It's one of those things where it doesn't need to be the Rolex or the big fancy watch.
Yeah.
Even in the tag world, you get a nice tag for a low price, and it's still a tag. Doesn't need to be like the Carrera.
Doesn't the smartwatch kind of spoil it though? Because then you're always wanting to wear that because it's like.
So.
Because that's what I feel. Because I thought about buying one for when I graduated.
One of my old partners had the Rolex on one wrist and the Fitbit on the other.
That's too much.
One time I wore all my watches, I couldn't fit them. It was a problem. I get the cheap ones too. Like I always shoot around like $100 for a watch.
Trying to get them downloaded here.
Yeah, I used to want a Hummer, man, real bad, man.
Me too.
Arnold Schwarzenegger made it popular for me, man. I saw him with the Hummer. I was like, man, that thing. He had the H1.
The H1, and I'll tell you, I can only guess because I can see from your waist up, but you're a big dude. I'm a little guy at 5'3", and I drove an H1 Alpha. It was a 2005 or 6, one of the last ones ever made, and it was wild. This was the biggest vehicle that's a non-commercial. I've drawn like the 26-foot box trucks and stuff like that, but as like a non-commercial vehicle, this thing was as wide as the lane that you're driving in. And I'm driving through like residential Allentown. I'm like, okay, don't hit anything. It's not my truck. But they're wild. I would, if I could find one and the price was right, yeah, just like Randy's. If I could find one, no. See, he's got the slant back though. I like the wagon. The slant back, they generally don't have a window. It's more of just a lift gate, and you lose all the space in the 4-door with the doors in the back. You $899. Once you get into the Alpha world, all bets are off for decent prices. But there's also the cheap like ex-military ones. So I live down the street from a Navy Reserve base, and they've got 6 or 8 just sitting there. They got the turrets and the bulletproof glass and the blah blah. It's like just one day, be a fun time.
And Chess says that everything's stock except the tires on that Hummer.
Yeah, that's honestly smart, because then you'd be stupid like me and mod your cars, and then you have differential problems.
That's a neat bike.
Yeah, I love the color scheme on the bike.
Yeah.
What bike is that?
That looks like it's a... What is that? Oh, it's a ZX.
ZX 1400?
1400. Wow.
Runs on night.
That thing's fast. What's the fastest you've got it to? That's crazy.
That's a monster.
And then we've got ZL1 Power talking about the 2-door Hummers. Correct.
Yeah,
in the residential in the the private ownership world, not too often. In the secondary military market, you can pick them up for pretty cheap.
Yeah, the ZX 1400 is a 2000.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm drooling over that bike a little.
It's a sharp little bike.
I'm a Kawasaki guy, but like,
yeah, that's tough.
Dang. Ninja H2 though, that's what I want.
My wife won't let me get one. I want one.
Same 190. Wow.
I want to ride with you.
See, that's
the cop gave up. He said
that's got to be scary though.
Motorcycles.
I can't.
Yeah.
The difference is when you're going that fast on a car, you've got some forgiveness in the world if like you hit a tree.
See, that's what I feel. People are like they feel so much better when they're going fast in a bike than a car. It's like I think it feels so much faster than you're actually going. It would scare the hell out of you.
Yeah.
I want a bike. I have so many twisty roads around here. I'd love to just hit the corners and all that. That's what I want a bike for. Probably like a 300cc would be fine. But like,
I just want I want a Honda Ruckus. That's all I need.
Tunnel vision after 150.
Yeah, I believe
You're
it.
crazy. I mean, that's sick, but like, I don't know if I could do that.
I wouldn't see. I like anything. I would trust myself to do that, but I don't trust the other people around me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All you need is some person not looking to just merge in front of you.
Yeah. And even in a car, you're going that fast, and somebody does something stupid and just shoop, like.
Well, and that's the difference with like the Autobahn. The reason the Autobahn works the way it does is because the Germans have a respect for the automobile, and you don't get that in America. It's like, oh, I'm in your lane, well, too bad. Whereas over there, they know not to hang out.
Dan can't drive stick.
Yeah, we know.
That is true.
We know. He told us.
We've gone over that. I've driven probably 50 miles on a stick shift total throughout since like 2013. But yeah, that's why I want a manual daily. I want to get back on it.
Duramax Country Boy says, my wife wouldn't let me get a motorcycle, so I bought 2.
Exactly. That is the way to go.
Bought 2 motorcycles?
Yeah,
I couldn't get one, so you bought 2.
2 motorcycles or 2 wives? Semantics.
That's great. Oh, man. She said I couldn't get that one, but I got this one instead,
Do you have pics of the Vulcan 1600? Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
that was the...
No, you had another picture that he had posted.
Which one?
The Cruiser.
The Vulcan 1600.
The first bike.
The first bike.
Yeah.
Let me find it.
And
we
while
can talk
while
about
you're pulling these
While
up,
we're waiting, Chess, what's your thought on what's it, the Indian bike or whatever? What's it called?
I was at Costco last week, and there were two motorcycle guys waiting in line. One was your hardcore Harley guy, and one was either a Honda or Yamaha guy. And the non-Harley rider has, thousands of miles on his bike. I go all over, I cruise, I this and that. And the Harley guy's like, yeah, we don't do that. I just watched it. I go around my neighborhood. He's like, come on a Thunder ride. No, I'm all right. So it's very interesting seeing the different kind of, bikers out there. These bikes, people say, oh, it's got to be a Harley. Harley's a name, and they make a wonderful motorcycle. But in the Vulcan world, in the Yamaha world, in the Honda world, there's a lot of comparable bikes that you can play with for a lot less money.
There's only like two Harleys. Like one of them's the Magna, I believe it is, and the other one I don't even know what it is. But I'm just not really a chopper, like hands all the way up here type deal. I really like the sport bikes or like something like that. That's more of a cruise, like a nicer ride, like the Indians, like he was talking about.
Yeah, I want a Ducati Sport 1000.
Okay, yeah. That's like the Ferrari of motorcycles.
Fact. A Ducati.
What's that picture you sent on Instagram? Did you want me to post that bug?
Oh, I mean, you can. It's funny. So I see this when I drive up to the horse farm.
Oh, that one.
And it has. So, if you know Ben, Cars and Trees, Party Savage Garage, he has a Volkswagen Beetle that he's modded, and his Instagram for that is basically a 911. So I had seen this in a parking lot one day, and it has a massive wing on it, and I'm like, what the heck? So I waited like a month before it was out in the front parking lot to take a picture of it. I literally pulled over off the road, and I was like, I'm getting a picture of this for Ben. I told him about this. And it just really, I think it's funny. I've never seen anything like it before.
I'm trying to send it to myself.
While you're doing that, we have two questions. We'll show the picture, and do we want to wrap it up? It's been quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Soto. If you could have one BMW, what would you take?
What's that? Say it again. I'm sorry.
If you could have only one BMW, which one would you take?
One BMW. From the ones I owned or any BMW?
Why don't you both?
Go.
From the ones you've owned and any.
From the ones I've owned, the one I have right now, the 5 Series.
M10, yeah.
But it'd be another M, maybe a.
For me, it's hard. I'd say either a 2002 or an M1.
M1. Oh man.
And I would say the Z8, but you guys all gave me crap for that last time I said it. So
Yeah.
No, you had a great video on the Z8.
Beepers.
Hey,
Sorry.
man, I go with that 2020 X7, man, but I need an M package on it though. I need that M.
Yeah.
package.
I would probably go for. I really like M2s. I like the engine, the N55. It sounds amazing. You can put a lot of power through it. S55 is a little bit better. You can put more power with less mods. But the M2 is just so light compared to the others. So it'd either be an M2 or an M8. Just because the M8, twin turbo V8 can't beat it.
Yeah, that makes hard.
Yeah. But the M2 is just so light. And you tune it, you can make like upwards of 500 horsepower, no problem. You can smoke anything out there.
All right, well, it's 11 o'clock, so we should wrap it up.
Do we have that picture or no?
we'll save it for next one.
There we go. My bad.
Alrighty, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a good one. See you guys later.
See you.